In the earliest days after the Great Flood, when the descendants of Noah had spread out across the earth, all of humanity shared a common language and spoke the same words. There were no barriers to communication, and the people were united in one tongue, which allowed them to come together and pursue great endeavors. But their hearts were filled with pride, and they sought to make a name for themselves, to build something that would stand the test of time. The people moved eastward, and as they settled in a valley in the land of Shinar, which would later become Babylonia, they decided to build a city with a tower that would reach the heavens. Their ambition was grand, for they said to one another, "Come, let us make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They used brick for stone and tar for mortar. In their minds, the tower they would build would be so high, so majestic, that it would be a monument to their greatness and would prevent them from being scattered over the face of the earth. The people were united in their purpose, and they began to build the tower with fervor. It grew taller each day. As the workers climbed higher, their hands and hearts devoted to their grand vision. The city was to be their home, the tower their achievement, and the people imagined that with this great project, they would secure their place in history. But the Lord looked down upon the city and the tower that the people were building. God saw their pride, their desire for fame and power, and their wish to make a name for themselves. In their hearts, they thought that by building a tower that reached the heavens, they could place themselves on a level equal to God, ignoring the divine order he had established. God knew that if they were left to their own devices, nothing would be impossible for them. They had become too powerful in their unity, and their pride would lead them further away from him. So, the Lord decided to intervene. He said, "Come, let us go down and confuse their language so they will not understand each other." This divine act was intended to break their unity and disrupt their plans, for God knew that in their arrogance, they were forgetting his sovereignty. In an instant, the language of the people was changed. Where once they had spoken one language, now there were many languages, and each person could no longer understand those around them. This caused confusion and chaos. Workers could no longer communicate with one another, and their efforts were halted. The project that had been so promising was now abandoned as the people were scattered across the land. The city that was to be their monument to unity and greatness was left unfinished. The people gave it the name Babel, because there the Lord confused their language. The word Babel comes from the Hebrew word Babel, meaning to confuse or to mix up. This was a fitting name for the city, as it was the place where God confused the language of the people and scattered them across the earth, ending their ambitious plans. Thus, the people who had once been united were divided, and the tower that they had worked so hard to build was left as a symbol of human pride and folly. The Lord, in his wisdom, showed them that no human achievement could ever rival the power of God, and no effort of mankind could stand against his will. From that day forward, the people of the earth were separated by language and culture, and the Tower of Babel remained as a testament to the pride and ambition that led them astray. The story of Babel serves as a reminder that human pride can often lead to division and confusion, but God's plan will always prevail, no matter how lofty our ambitions may be.